Demon's Tilt. It sounds like some kind of exotic disease from the 1800s. But no, actually it's an indie pinball game for console or PC. And you can tell it was clearly inspired by the old Turbo Grafx games Alien Crush and Devil's Crush, with pixel art and 16-bit sounding chiptune music. Even the name makes it sound like a spiritual successor. It definitely has the feel of a game from the mid-90s, but with more detailed artwork. All of that's great, and the game is a lot of fun. If you know pinball, then you know the drill. Hit the falling ball with flippers on each side of the screen and try to keep it in play as long as possible, while aiming for various targets and ramps in order to activate objectives and get a high score. Like most digital pinball tables, there are animated targets. In this case, the various enemies you fight. To add a little twist on the formula, the enemies will fight back by releasing waves of projectiles that stop your ball and in some cases knock you off the field. The usual multi-ball mode is there, and online leaderboards are available as well, but it's oddly missing any option for local multiplayer. It's just really basic stuff. Unfortunately for Demon's Tilt, it's a little too basic. Upon reading the table guide, the menu that most tables have in order to teach you the various functions, you find very little help or explanation. And aside from triggering the rituals, or missions on the table, and fighting the previously mentioned enemies, there just isn't much depth. Even the rituals cycle between a few different options and repeat over and over. You can pick a regular mode or the extra mode, which the game recommends for advanced players. But that mode isn't any harder, it just adds optional side rooms, and I can't understand why anyone would opt not to play them, as it seems like the intended experience. And there is a hardcore mode where you only have one ball, but no thank you. If that's your thing, go for it. The problem is, there's only one table in Demon's Tilt, although it does contain 3 different levels and a few side rooms. It just doesn't take long to see everything there is to see. It's very challenging and provides a lot of replay, but for the asking price of $20, I'm not sure an appropriate value is given. You could buy 6 to 8 tables on competing platforms for the same price, and twice that many when they go on sale. I just think an extra table or 2 would have greatly improved the game, and given me a reason to keep playing longer. I understand the limitations indie developers face, and I appreciate the hard work and love that clearly went into this, but it left me wanting more. Because everything here is very well done. The sprites are all detailed and well animated, the effects are really flashy and effective, the pounding soundtrack is perfect, the table itself is nicely designed and has a great flow. The ball physics aren't perfect, but they're definitely good enough. If you like digital pinball, you should like Demon's Tilt. But with dozens of other options available, tables that are cheaper and deeper, it's hard to recommend picking this up for full price. Luckily, I was able to play it for free as part of the Xbox Game Pass, and if you have that capability, I highly suggest it. Otherwise, I would wait for a sale. So yeah, I realize I sound a bit silly complaining about the price when I paid $0 to play it. But since lots of people play on other platforms, I have to account for the cost and the amount of content in my final score. If the developers had added even one more table, or even patch in a multiplayer option, I could rate it a lot higher. However, the table you get is a lot of fun, and the game is well designed with no other problems besides lacking a better explanation of the various elements. Although, it's simple enough, so you'll figure it out. If you loved games like Alien Crush on the Turbo Grafx, or similar retro pinball games, you should probably look into it. If you like newer games like Pinball FX or Pinball Arcade, then you probably already have many better tables at your disposal. Demon's Tilt is very promising, and I hope that we see more. But as long as this one table is the entire experience, and multiplayer is absent, then my final score is a 6.5. Pros: great pixel art with cool effects, addictive and challenging table design, head-banging soundtrack. Cons: lacking table guide, simple repetitive objectives, no local multiplayer, high price for only one table.